Hey guys, Matt the Mortgage Guy. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the most popular government-backed home loan in the country. I'm going to discuss the FHA loans, all the great things about it, and also some of the things you want to be aware of. Because like all home loan programs, it's not for everybody. I'm going to dive into the pros and also the cons of the FHA loan. Stay tuned. All right, Matt the Mortgage Guy, residential mortgage broker. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more information like this to help consumers realize the dream of homeownership. Before I jump into FHA loans, if you want to connect with me and my team to get started, go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form, we'll be in touch. If you want to connect with an agent, no matter where you're at in the country, homeandmoney.com/Matt. So in today's video, I'm talking about the FHA home loan, a great home loan for many, but not for everybody, right? So I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons, and let's jump right into it. FHA loan is backed by the Federal Housing Administration, the FHA, and so they're able to do some things that make it more accessible, right? Lenders are able to take on a little bit more risk because it's backed by the federal government. Part of that risk is taking on more credit challenged borrowers. The FHA loan, and this is one of the pros, goes down to a 500 credit score. If you've got between a 500 and a 580, it will require 10% down, but you can get an FHA loan. If you've got a 580 score or above, you can go all the way down to 3.5% down. So low down payment is a pro. More flexible with challenged credit all the way down to 500 is also a pro. More flexible with the debt to income ratio. More flexible than conventional loans, where you can go up to a 57% back end DTI. I won't go into detail about what debt to income ratio means, but basically your dollar is going to stretch a little bit farther. You're going to be qualified for more loan in general when you're looking at an FHA loan. You can use up to 6% seller credits. Those can be used to buy the rate down. Those can be used to pay for closing costs and or both, right? You can use gift funds on an FHA loan. Another really cool pro about the FHA loan is you can use it on a 2 to 4 unit property. These loans are meant for you to own or occupy, for you to live in the house, but on a 2 to 4 unit, you can buy a duplex and live in one side and rent out the other. You can buy a fourplex, live in one unit and rent out the other 3. Same low 3.5% down payment. On a multifamily where you're living in one unit, it's a really great way for first-time investors to get started. In general, FHA loans have lower interest rates than conventional loans, especially when you look at some of these 600, 645, even 675 credit score borrowers on conventional loans. That credit score is really going to hurt them and their interest rate, and their mortgage insurance is going to be more expensive on the low income or low down payment products with conventional. FHA is more forgiving. The interest rate's not going to be affected as much. The mortgage insurance is not going to be as affected as much. So really great terms when your credit isn't perfect. That's definitely an FHA pro. Now let's jump into the cons, because these loans aren't for everybody. You're going to have mortgage insurance no matter how much you put down on an FHA loan. It's mortgage insurance that if you put between 3.5% and 10% down, it's going to be on there for the life of the loan until you refinance. If you put down 10% or more, it'll actually fall off, but it'll be on there for 11 years. The mortgage insurance is probably one of the biggest cons of the FHA loan, especially if you've got better credit and your mortgage insurance might be lower on a conventional loan. FHA is coming with upfront mortgage insurance and monthly mortgage insurance. So you pay 1.75% upfront as a lump sum that gets rolled into your loan balance. Then you also pay monthly. While this is a con, keep in mind that if you put 3% down or 5% down on a conventional loan and you've got challenged credit, your mortgage insurance is actually going to be higher on the conventional loan than it would be on the FHA. So for those specific borrowers, not really a con because you're going to have mortgage insurance either way. It's actually going to be lower with FHA. But still listed as a con. Another con that you might run into is that for flippers who are flipping homes, if they buy a home, they remodel it and they sell it, as an FHA buyer, you cannot buy that within 90 days of their purchase. And some of those flippers list that thing within 30 to 45 days of their purchase. So because of that FHA flip rule, you wouldn't be able to buy it until day 91. They're just going to market that thing to only conventional buyers. Some sellers, although I would argue much less the case now, may look at an FHA offer as less secure or an inferior offer to conventional. I can tell you with absolute certainty, in a lot of markets, that has completely changed. FHA is going to get looked at, just the same as conventional. And truth be told, they're going to look at all offers, right? Most of the sellers, or the perception around the fact that it's less secure loan or it's less likely to close, just isn't true, right? So with a great loan officer able to reach out to the sell side and let them know, hey, this borrower is fully pre-approved. The FHA loan is actually more forgiving than the conventional loan. They're not going to scrutinize, to a great extent, the condition of the property more than conventional will, because both loans, you can't have a house that's falling apart and expect a lender to lend on it. Do they look at health and safety stuff and maybe call it out in appraisal? Sure, but it's nowhere near the discrepancy between FHA loans and conventional loans that people might think, right? In closing, a great loan, if you've got credit challenges at all, FHA is a great loan. If you're looking to qualify for 10 or 15% more than you would in a conventional loan, FHA loan is a great one. If you're looking to buy a 2 to 4 unit, FHA loan is a great one. In 2023, I know the share of FHA loans is going to go up, because in 2020 and 2021, there were so many conventional offers, FHA buyers had a tough time. That time is over. I'm excited. We're going to write more FHA loans. If you'd like to get pre-approved, feel free to reach out to me and my team. We're across the country, greatmortgagebroker.com. FHA loan is back. It's a great loan for many. And any other questions, please feel free to reach out. Leave a comment, ping me on social, get in touch with the team, whatever you got to do. Let's get out there. Let's help people get into homes. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.